Siddhi from Best of Beauty. So in today's video, I'm going to show you all how to pick out the perfect foundation shade for yourself. Now it can be really confusing sometimes as to what shade to go for because there are so many available, and if you pick out the wrong one then it's not going to look good on your skin. So in this video I'm going to share with you all some tips and tricks on how you can pick out the perfect shade for yourself. So if you want to see that, then please keep on watching. So let's start with the first basic, and that is undertones. Now it's extremely important to know your skin undertone before picking out any foundation shade for yourself. So there can be three types of undertones, either warmer undertones, cooler undertones or neutral undertones. And just a small disclaimer, I'm going to be repeating the term undertones quite frequently, so just please bear with me. So let's start with cooler undertones. So how can you actually determine if you have cooler undertones? So if you have more of pink or red in your skin, which basically suggests that you have more of cooler undertones. Also you can look at the vein color. So if you have more of blue or purple veins, that also suggests that you have cooler undertones. If you don't get tan really easily, that is also one indicator that you have cooler undertones. Or if also silver jewelry suits you more as compared to gold jewelry, that basically suggests that you have cooler undertones. So now let's talk about warmer undertones. Now warmer undertone people have more of yellow in their skin. So usually Asian or Indian people tend to have more of yellow in their skin. And you might have heard people saying that you have olive kind of skin. That basically suggests that you have more of warmer undertones. If you have more of green veins, that basically suggests that you have warmer undertones. If you get tan really easily, that's me right here, that basically again suggests that you have warmer undertones. Or if gold jewelry suits you more as compared to silver jewelry, that's another indicator that you have warmer undertones. Now let's move on to the third type, and that is neutral undertones. So if you have a combination of both, that is pink and yellow in your skin tone, that basically suggests that you have neutral undertones. And if you cannot even figure out your vein color, it's too difficult, then also that suggests that you have neutral undertones. So when you have figured out your undertones, the next step is to actually purchase the foundation for yourself. And when you go to the particular brand counter, the sales girls are going to show you certain shades which they think are going to look appropriate for your skin tone. And usually they show you shades which are lighter for your skin tone because they think that Indian women want to look fair. But that's not the case with foundation. You just want to even out the skin complexion that's there. So you yourself will select 3 shades for yourself which you think are going to look fine for your skin tone. And then the next thing you need to keep in mind is that never ever swatch the foundation on your wrist, because your wrist is way lighter as compared to the rest of your skin that's there. So as you can see the difference right here, my wrist is way lighter as compared to the back of my wrist. So make sure you're not swatching the foundation shades on your wrist. So where are you exactly supposed to swatch the shades? You're supposed to swatch it right here on the jawline. So the part of the jawline and the neck meet, that is where you're supposed to swatch the foundation shades, because you want the foundation shade to match your face as well as your neck. Also make sure that you don't go for a foundation which is really light for your skin, because that's not going to look good. And don't go for the darker one as well, because again it's going to oxidize throughout the day and then it's going to look even darker on your skin. So make sure you find the perfect balance between the two. So now I'm just going to swatch 2 foundation shades on myself so y'all can see the difference. As you can see, I have swatched 2 foundation shades on my face right here. So this one is the Chanel White Lumiere one, and this is the L'Oreal Magic Nude Liquid Powder Foundation. So here you can see that this is way lighter as compared to this one that's there. So this is not suitable for my skin because it's lighter, and this one you cannot even see on the skin because it blends really well with my skin. So when you even blend it with your fingers, you can see this is lighter as compared to this one. So I will go for this one instead of this one. Also, if it's possible, then make sure you go and check the foundation shades in the natural light that's there, because the shop lights can be really deceiving sometimes. So if it's possible, then make sure you do that, because then you can actually come to know how the foundation shade is exactly going to look on your skin. So these were just some small tips that you need to keep in mind before selecting the foundation shade for yourself when you go to a particular counter. Sometimes what can happen is that you've chosen 2 foundation shades for yourself, but you really cannot figure out the foundation undertone because they look really similar. So in that situation, what you do is you look at the foundation shade name that's there, because that can also suggest the undertones that that particular foundation might have. So now I'm going to talk to you all about 3 brands, that is Lakme, Maybelline and L'Oreal, because I think that those are the brands that people frequently buy foundations from, and the different foundation names that those particular brands have and how you can figure out the undertones. So let's start off with the first brand, and that is L'Oreal. And I love L'Oreal foundations because they are such great quality and they have a wide shade range as well. So you're definitely going to find a color for yourself, and they provide pretty good coverage as well. So they have 3 foundation ranges in L'Oreal. So they have their True Match range, they have their Infallible range, and then they have their liquid powder foundation. So let's start off with their first range, which is called their True Match range, and this is the foundation that I have. This is their L'Oreal True Match Lumi Healthy Luminous Makeup. Now this one is actually not launched in India yet. and this is their Lumi version, but the normal one they have launched in India, and this is really great. So how can you actually figure out your undertones in this particular foundation range that's there? So the name of this foundation is W6 Warm Sun Beige. So when they say W, it basically suggests that this foundation has warmer undertones. So they'll have something like N4, which basically suggests that it has neutral undertones, and then they'll also have something like C6 or something like that, which will basically suggest that that particular foundation has cooler undertones. So that's why I love this foundation range that's there, because the letter already suggests if the foundation has cooler, warmer or neutral undertones. So the True Match foundation range has around 11 shades, so that's great. And next we move on to the Infallible foundation, and that has around 11 shades again. And I actually don't have a foundation from the Infallible range, but I'm just going to talk to you all about the different shade names that they have. So they have something like 120 Vanilla or Rose Beige, then Golden Beige. So basically the name Rose Beige suggests that it has cooler undertones, whereas something like Golden Beige suggests that it has warmer undertones. So this is another image that I found via net. So this has the shade names on one side, and then it has the undertones mentioned next to it, and that's how I figured out that I should go for Sun Beige because it has warmer undertones. So next is my favorite foundation, and this is their L'Oreal Magic Nude Liquid Powder Foundation, and this is what the packaging looks like. And I think that discontinued this foundation, so I'm really upset about that. But even then, I'm going to talk to you all about the different foundation names that this particular range has. So they have something like Classic Tan, Natural Beige and Natural Buff, and Nude Beige and Sun Beige. So they have 6 shades. So again, they have a shade named as Natural Beige. So again, this sheet is going to be helpful in that situation, because as you can see, this says Natural Beige right here, and then it has the undertones mentioned next to it. Or if you have something like Natural Buff, then again this says that it has neutral undertones. So this sheet is really helpful, and I'm again going to link this image down in the description box so you all can check it out for yourself. So now we're going to move on to the next brand, and that is Maybelline. And Maybelline has 2 foundation ranges. So the first is their Fit Me range, which I really like, and then the second one is their Dream Satin Skin foundation range. So let's start off with the Fit Me one. So the Maybelline Fit Me foundation has 6 shades, and this is how Maybelline has classified their foundations as. So it says light, medium and deep. So if you have something like lighter skin tone, then you can either go for 115 or 128. If you have medium skin tone, then you can go for 230. And if you have deeper skin tones, then you can also go for 310 and 330. So in the Maybelline Fit Me foundation range, I am in the shade 310 Sun Beige, and this is what it looks like. So the next is their Dream Satin Skin foundation range, and again they have 5 shades in this particular range. So they have something like Natural Beige, Nude Beige, Porcelain and Pure Beige. So again, if they have something like Porcelain, then you can look at this sheet again, and you can see Porcelain basically suggests that that foundation has warmer undertones. Or if you have something like again Nude Beige or something like that, this will again say that it has warmer undertones. So now the next brand that we're going to talk about is Lakme, and Lakme has 3 foundation ranges. So first is their Perfecting Liquid Foundation, second is their Absolute range, and then the third is their 9 to 5 range. So let's start with their first range, which is the Perfecting Liquid Foundation, and there are 4 shades in that particular range. So these are the shades that you get in the Perfecting Liquid Foundation range. So the shade names are as Pearl, Marble, Shell and Coral. So as you can see, with the help of these foundation names, you even cannot figure out the undertones that they have. And here you can see this has more of pink in it as compared to yellow. That's why I don't like Lakme when it comes to foundations, because they don't have a lot of variety, and if you have deeper skin tones, then you're not going to find a color for yourself. So by chance, if you really want to purchase a foundation for yourself, then you should definitely go for their second range, which is their Absolute range, because they have 6 shades in that particular range. And this is what the packaging looks like. So I love the packaging on this one. It has a pump, so that's great. So the shade names in this particular foundation range are as Rose Fair, Almond Honey, Golden Light. So again, Rose basically suggests that it has more of cooler undertones, whereas Golden Light suggests that it has more of warmer undertones. Last is their 9 to 5 range, and they have 3 shades in that. And the names are as such: Shell, Marble and Pearl. So again, you cannot figure out the undertones of these foundations. You just have to look at the foundation shade that's there. These were some of the brands and the foundation shade names that they have, and how you can actually figure out the undertones by their names. So I hope this was helpful. Now what if you actually want to purchase the foundation online? So there is this recent tool that I discovered, and that is called as foundation.com, and this is going to make it much easier for you to shop foundations online. So how does this website actually work? So what you're supposed to do is go on foundation.com, and I'm going to link it down below in the description box. So when you go on that website, it's going to ask you what foundation brand you're using and what shade you're using in that particular brand. So suppose if I type that I'm using the L'Oreal Magic Nude Liquid Powder Foundation in the shade 328 Sun Beige, it's going to give me a list of foundation shades that I should go for in other brands that are there. This tool is extremely helpful if you know that a foundation shade works perfectly for you, and this is going to help you figure out what foundation shades you should go for in other brands. So you have tried all of these things, but you really still cannot figure out the foundation shade for yourself. Then what you can do is go to stores like MAC or Sephora, and they have makeup professionals over there, and they can help you out figure the foundation shade for yourself. So yeah guys, these were just some of the tips on how you can find the perfect foundation shade for yourself. If you found this video helpful, then please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with all your friends who are finding it difficult to find the perfect shade for themselves. Also make sure you follow me on my social media, that is Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. The handle is bestofbeauty29. Also let me know in the comments down below how you find the perfect foundation shade for yourself, because I would love to try those methods out. Also make sure you hit the subscribe button right here, because I'm going to start something really exciting on my channel soon, and you'll be notified only when you're subscribed. So make sure you hit the button right there, and I will see you in the next one guys. Love you.